Here we go. We should be starting now. Okay, we're live on Instagram. We are live on YouTube. Uh-oh. Let me mute something. We are live on YouTube. Uh-oh. Mute something. Okay. Hello, world. We are back for the 2025 season. Happy New Year and all that good stuff. March is upon us. So like I said, we're back for the 2025 Strands season. And this year's theme is So Meshy. So this was, I think, a challenge to all of us designers to, well, not all of us, some of us are already good at mesh work, but for other designers, it was a good challenge for us to step out the box and do something completely different than we're used to. So stay tuned. This is the first in the Meet the Designer series. We have Aisha Frazier today and Teniene Street. I'm waiting on Teniene to log in. As soon as she does, I will get her on the screen. Okay, so today we have Miss Aisha. Can you please tell us who you are and all that good stuff?
Well, my name is Aisha Frazier. I've been designing for over 10 years now. Doing fashion design over 10 years, but I've been crocheting over 25. The name of my brand is Crochet and Design. I do mostly resort wear, swimwear, and accessories. I do other apparel, but those are my major niches: is swimwear and resort wear.
Yes. Aisha has been with me for the longest. I mean, since we started. Really back in 2018. I guess this is year 7, which is fabulous. I'm glad we're still here after all this time, even through COVID. We pushed through and persevered. So year 7, thank you to all of our fans, everybody that supports us. Just thank you. So let's get into this interview. What inspired you to start designing in the fiber art space, and how did you get your start in the field?
I started doing fiber arts design a long time ago, but it wasn't a field at the time. At the time, it was just us crocheting just to make stuff and to see where we could go with it. Right. I was actually doing garment using acrylic yarn, and I realized after I made a bathing suit for a friend of mine years ago, many years ago, that I prefer doing swimwear. I prefer doing using thinner yarns and instead of bulkier yarns. So in the sense of doing fashion, I started that again with your first show in 2018. That's when I realized that it could go different than just a hobby or just something doing at home.
Right.
And when I started doing fashion, it was the first show. Then I did another show that same year called Wearing Womanhood, and I realized that it was actually a market out there for crochet clothing and crochet wares. And that's when I started. And that was like in 2018.
So we've come a long way, and
oh yeah. It's funny because I've seen our shows from then till now to see how we have grown, for one, and to see how my designs has changed from the first show I did with you until now.
Right. And what I think about it is that we inspire each other too, like, to
go outside of our comfort zone.
Yes. Every time. Yes. So that's one thing I really appreciate about us getting together in the way that we do every year. All right. So can you share any significant moments or milestones in your career that have shaped your journey as a designer?
Let's see. Milestones. Just last year was my biggest milestone because that's the year I did the most shows in the sense of within my career. Mm-hmm. I try to do different opportunities, different genres of show, different outlooks on different shows because every show is different. Mm-hmm. Because doing a fiber art show is different doing a fashion show sometimes because I'm the only one that has crochet while everybody's using fabrics and different things like that. So to go outside of my bubble in the sense of going outside doing just fiber arts show and doing regular fashion shows, that was my biggest thing that I have accomplished. And I started doing that last year. So 2024 was big for me in the sense of just going outside of my different comfort zone, doing different things outside of just working with other crochet artists, just working in fashion, period, in the sense of working with actually fabric fashion and starting changing genres by mixing my crochet with fabrics, different
Okay.
fabrics.
All right. Yes, I love how you do the crochet and denim, and of course the crochet and leather. Like I consider you the pioneer in that. You know,
Yeah, because that was
started
an
that.
experience, and that was
Yeah.
from doing, like I said, from doing other shows. Because the fact that I was on crocheter, I still want to stay in their genre, but still wanted to add my personal touch to it with the crochet.
Right. Okay. Right. 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 Okay. We got Teniene here. She's coming in 1 second.
Hi.
There you go.
Hello.
Hi, Miss
Can you,
Teniene.
can you see us
Hi.
and hear us?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
just trying to connect my earpods.
You good?
Oh, no problem. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, so as soon as she gets up, I'm gonna hit her back with these questions.
That's fine.
Um, I need some lip gloss, but that's a whole nother. Okay.
You
Uh,
no, you can't tell.
huh? What'd you
You
say?
can't tell.
Good, good. Because I feel like you can always, you know how I am in front of the
I
camera.
know.
I'm always nervous. Um, okay, so again, thank you for being on board all these years. Like
Of course,
seriously, because
of course.
yeah,
Like I said, your show promotes me to go definitely outside my box because of the fact that you know me, I try to stick with certain things, and then I'm like the Granny Squares last year, the motifs that was different. I never did, I wasn't into motifs, so
right.
every year we already the themes help me go outside of just doing my basic crochet, my basic um well, I never did basic, put it like that. But
But
my
you're
usual,
normal.
yes,
You're
my
normal.
usual,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Like
Aisha's
I said, I never did basic.
yeah, like that's I don't even understand how you formed that word out of your mouth. That's not even a word that should be in your vocabulary.
No, I never did
Okay.
basic.
Miss Flavor Crochet, Miss Janine. Wait a minute, I think I got you on mute. There you go. Can you hear us?
Hi. Yes. Can you guys hear
Yes.
me?
Yes,
Hello.
we can hear you.
Hi. I'm so sorry for being late. I'm having some technical
Oh,
difficulties.
You
yeah.
fine.
I know. If you had probably gotten the link a lot sooner, you probably could have worked those out before. So it's I get it. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
All right. So no worries that you are tardy. Better late than never. All
Yep.
right. So can you introduce yourself and tell us your fiber art?
Sure. Well, I'm Teniene. I'm from New York, and my brand is Flavor Crochet. I started crocheting about 7 years ago now, and I did start to crochet because at that time I was a little more top heavy than most women are, and I wasn't able to find like a bathing suit that was cute, because there's a lot of like plus size stuff. I mean, now in this day and age, we have more creativity when it comes to like plus size stuff, but at that time, I couldn't really find anything that was cute to me. So I'm like, I'm about to just go ahead and make my own stuff. So that's
Right.
how I got actually into it. And that's why I really like to make swim as far as crochet. Like I do a little bit of everything, but I really have a special place in my heart for crochet swimwear.
Yeah. Yeah. I think all three of us do very much. My special place is that you can get it done pretty quickly. It doesn't take
Uh-huh.
all day to do it. I mean, you know what I mean. I got pieces that I have been working on for a very long time. So
Yes.
where is easy to do. All right. So I think you just it told us what inspired you to start designing in the fiber art space. So can you share any significant moments or milestones in your career that have shaped your journey as a designer?
Sure. Back in 2021, well, I've been crocheting for a minute, but up until that point, I didn't have my own website. So what I did in 2021 was I really took some time to create a website for Play Crochet. and I hosted a dinner, like launching my website. And then that day was really special to me because I also launched my secondary brand, which is Flavor Crochet Beauty. I do have some more work to put into it as far as like figuring out like where I want to specify in that area. But at that time, I was just doing like lashes. So that day was really special to me. And I feel like it was really a significant milestone as far as me and my crochet journey and as having a brand.
All right, cool. I didn't know about your flavor beauty. You got to elaborate on that in a bit. So, yeah, thank you for that. Um, the idea of launching, I've launched so many websites, but I never thought to have like a launch party for them. So that is now in future plans from here on. Get ready for another event, right?
We need to do that with Hooker Lane.
Yes, I need a Hooker Lane launch party, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Matter of fact. So, Aisha, what materials do you choose to work with, and what role do they play in your designs?
Well, me, I'm number one with fiber. I'm natural fiber, so my number one thing is cotton. Prefer mercerized cotton. Lightweight. I don't do too much acrylic. Not a fan of it. Not to say nobody else is. I'm just for somewhere it don't flow for me. It don't flow the way I want to with the designs I make and designs I do. And for me, I think that with somewhere is cotton is much better in water. It don't do the whole swelling thing. And one thing about swimwear, you don't want somebody come out the on water in this, slouchy bathing suit. So I always make sure I use cotton, mercerized cotton. If I do use mixed blend, it is going to be mixed with natural fibers like cotton, linen, anything silk, anything that won't do that too much swelling in the water.
Right, right, right. I mean, now, we don't do that anyway.
I have used acrylics, but I only use acrylics in the fall, like if I'm doing sweater stuff. And I still, even when I do that, I still mix it with mixed fibers like cotton. Cotton is my number one.
Yeah, I have a sweater you made me, and it's acrylic, but you can't tell it's acrylic, which is why I like it so much. It's one of those good acrylics.
I think it's actually mixed with something. I think because I usually do mixed fibers. I think it's mixed with something. Mm-hmm. That's why I kept its shape and kept its design, because of the fact that I think it was mixed with cotton, if not cotton or linen.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I like that one. That was pretty cool. If I was to use an acrylic, I would use that one. Miss Teniene, same question to you. How do you choose the materials you work with, and what role do they play in your designs?
Now that I'm a little bit seasoned, I do take my time, and I have done a lot of research as far as understanding like the different kinds of yarns and the weights. Like Miss Aisha said, I have experienced making swimwear out of acrylic and having it swell and like be slouchy in the water. And I couldn't understand why, but I figured out that, acrylic is not always the best sometimes. Mm-hmm. And secondly, I have received feedback from customers saying that acrylic is not like the best material for their skin. Mm-hmm. So when I am making custom orders, I do try to ask if they have like any allergies to certain things. Maybe a cotton would be better, or maybe like a weight 3 would be better, depending on what I'm making. So I try to communicate with my client first, and also again depending on what I'm making. So if it's sweater, like I would go with a heavier yarn. If I'm making like swimwear, I would go with like a weight 3 and try to use cotton, because acrylic doesn't hold up good in water.
Right. Yeah. Not at all. All right. Yes. You know how I am. I mean, for those who know me, know that I am a natural fiber artist, and cotton is my number one go-to. And I like now that little thin wool, that superwash wool. Hobby Lobby has really cute colors in it. So I've been utilizing that with cotton thread sometimes to create a whole different texture and color pattern just from one yarn, or 2 yarns. Okay, or 2 strands. All right, so let me see. Let's see another good question. What unique elements do you think fiber arts brings to the fashion industry that other materials or techniques can't replicate? Aisha?
For me, it's texture, because even though you could manipulate fabric, but with yarn, you manipulating a ball of yarn. It's a lot different because fabric you can manipulate. Yarn, you actually taking one strand of yarn, of a piece of yarn, and making it into your fabric. So
Right.
I think that's the unique thing about crochet compared to regular fashion is
Right.
the uniqueness of being able to make we're making our fabric compared
Right.
to hmm, already made fabric
Right.
manipulated. We're in the
Exactly.
manipulated fabric. So that's the thing.
Indeed. That is very, very true. We are making fabric first,
Yeah,
but in one way it's cool because we're making the fabric, but we can also be
making it
making
as it
the
goes.
shape at the same time as we go.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
depending on what you're doing. But yes, we got to make the fabric.
Literally.
Like literally. Teniene, same question. Did you
I'm
get that?
kind of just gonna piggyback off of what Miss Aisha said. We are making our fabric, and what I think is so unique about crochet is that we could turn it into whatever we want. Like we could make yarn into a long garment. We could make yarn into swimwear. We could make it into a blanket, whatever we want. And then I think like one of the most beautiful things about it is that if you don't like it, you literally can take it all the way out to the very last string, and you could do something else with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And another thing I think is interesting is that we can use yarn to make like bags. Like you could implement it with other fabrics. You can mix yarn with jean, you can mix yarn with leather, you can mix yarn with plastic if you want to. So I
Yep.
think that's what makes it great.
I think that also the fact that a lot of our work, most of our work is one of a kind. You're not going to get the same piece twice for the most part. At least I know I don't do it. Um,
We
and a lot
try.
of us don't. Right. It's even hard to even make the same piece twice unless you're working from a pattern. And a lot of us do freestyle. So um, I like that we're unique in that aspect is that nobody else is usually going to be rocking your design at all whatsoever, and then we're diverse within each other's lanes. Even though we all crochet, we all do it completely differently. So I think that's something that is a unique element that the fiber arts and that us fiber artists bring to the fashion industry. Okay, Aisha, how do you stay inspired and continue to innovate within the fiber arts community?
For me, inspiration comes and goes because sometimes I'm um thinking of stuff. I'm constantly have things in my head of what I want to make or what I want to design. But colors inspire me more than anything. So when I see something like you go to fabric store, yarn store, whatever, it's the color that inspires me to make something else out of it. To see something that's so pretty and then like, okay, what can I make out of that? And my
Right.
head just starts swelling once I do that. And also inspire me is the projects I work with. So it depends on the projects I'm working with or like shows I'm doing, what inspires me for that show. Like every show for me is different. So every inspiration is different. Every genre is different. So it's just really colors and opportunities, I guess, would be my answer.
All right, Tanine.
For me, I love me a good challenge or a good theme. Like I love to take on doing something different or challenging myself to grow in different areas or just trying to do something that I've never done before. Like, people like I do have clients who bring me stuff that like, like, oh, I want this replicated. And then I'll try to like put my own little twist on it. Like, this will look cute or that will look cute. I try to put my own spin on things. So that's how I stay inspired. And then crochet is just like a relaxing technique for me. It's something that helps me stay calm. So I feel like I'm always going to be inspired to keep doing it.
Okay. Yeah, they say it's very cathartic, very therapeutic thing to do is crochet.
Yeah.
All the number counting in our head, I guess, keeps us calm throughout the process.
And don't mess with us when we counting.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that. So, how do you handle when people are talking to you when you're trying to count, and especially for stitches that you need to pay attention to? How do you do it? What do you do?
For me, I just give you that look. Look, I look at you. That's it. If I'm looking at you, you see my mouth moving. They go the other way. Simply, I don't have to say nothing else. Because we got kids. I have kids, so I give them that look like you see me counting. They turn back around, and then they come back when I'm done. Because it drives me nuts when somebody bother me when I'm counting, especially when
Right.
you count up to 100 or over 100 to make a chain.
Foundation chain, that be the one. That
Yes,
be the, oof, baby.
yes. Like every other count, I'm fine because I can always go back. But them foundation counts,
Okay.
yeah. If you,
So I have something to
you
say
know,
about that too. But Teniene, what do you do?
Um, at first, I what I've learned to do, and I'm in therapy now too, but this helps. Like what I've learned to do is breathe, because like before I would just scream like, "Stop talking to me! I'm counting!" Like So I get to like 120, and you make me lose count, then I'm gonna scream at you. So breathing has helped me, and also looking, because if you see me crocheting and my mouth is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you talking to me and I look at you and I'm still like 6, 7, 8, just hold on.
go the other way. Exactly.
So what I do, I just start counting out loud. Because usually I'm counting in my head, so I'll just start counting out loud. I'll be like, okay, 3, 4, 5. And it's like the
They're
hint
like,
is
okay, go the
gotten.
other way.
Like, okay, hold on, just like chill out. Okay, so for the foundation chain counting issue, what I have found to help is using stitch markers and just counting out 10 or 20 or some increment of 5 or whatever at a time, and then marking them, because I've learned also in doing this that I can't count. Like I'll get to like 56 and then all of a sudden I'm like at 67. Like, wait, how? Wait. So then I gotta go back.
I thought that was just me.
No, me too. And ruffles will mess me up too. Like doing a ruffle, you put like your 6 double crochets or whatever, and you gotta do 2 more, and then you go to the next one, you put 8, and then you're looking at it, look funny, and you go back, and you only put 6. Mm-mm.
So I try to use stitch markers every step of the way. If I have to do long like chains like that, really, okay, a piece I'm working on is as wide as me, right? As wide as my span. Like an idiot, I decided to go the long way up and down. Like I've realized that's not me. I need to go the short way up, and let it grow like that instead of going back and forth the long way. It's just insane. So yeah, stitch markers help with that count. And of course, using the foundation crochet stitch or single crochet is even better with that. So you don't,
Lose your count. But you
yeah,
still,
you don't.
but if you're counting and somebody mess with you, you still got to go back and count all that again.
Right, but not if you're counting in tens. So what I even do, I don't even count out to 100 anymore. I'll just be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stitch marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stitch marker until I got 10 stitch markers. That's 100 right there. So there you go.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, instead
Me
of like
too.
screaming on people, talking out loud,
But
we got to mitigate these things.
but sometimes I like screaming at people. Leave me alone.
You feel a little bit better when you get it out, right? You just gotta.
Just leave me
Yeah,
alone.
you know that's not right.
Look, you know me. You know how I like to be honest. Sometimes I'm like, you see me doing something, leave me alone. And if you don't get the first hint the first time, you get screamed at. Sorry.
Then it don't be for nothing important. That's what be making me mad.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got a couple comments. Ola Jo says hello, and that she loves our Oh So Meshy theme this year. Hope she can come out to the show and see it live in person. That'd be great. Thank you. We got Moali Beats in the building. So Moali Beats is going to be is the music director for the show this year, and most of this music will be coming from him. So yeah, if you can follow Moali Beats on Instagram and Facebook as well, and TikTok. So yeah, and then let's say hello to our fellow designer, Miss Sharon.
Hey.
I forget what her date is, but she's coming live soon. Sharon, if you want to hit me up with that date, I will tell everybody. Stay tuned for that. All right, y'all. So, are you excited? Are y'all ready? Are you finished with all your work?
Well, as you can see, this is my rack of stuff I made so far.
Oh, okay. It's complete. It's 100%.
No, I have some things at the top. I have some up here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things so far. No, it's 7 rows that have stuff on it. The top row has 3 things on it. So I'm getting there. So these are all my bigger pieces. You know me, I gotta do the bigger pieces first, and then I'm working on the bikinis because the bikinis don't take that long. So these
Right.
are all my bigger pieces, my dresses, my pantsuit, and a couple other things.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, you're further than me. Trust and believe.
I'm working on another pantsuit. That's what this red is.
Oh,
So,
nice, nice. I might
That
have a
red is
pair of
nice.
pants this year. We'll see, because that would be me stepping out of. That would be me
yeah,
stepping out of my comfort zone is to make some pants. So we will see. We will see.
you
All
will.
right.
We're going to see because you're going to make it.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's just put it out there from now.
I love that. I love the confirmation and the affirmations. That's wonderful. All right. Okay, Miss Teniene, did I ask you the same question? Did I ask you? Oh no, wait. We're back to questions again, right? Okay. Sorry to get sidetracked. How important is community within the fiber arts world, and how do you connect with other designers and enthusiasts? Aisha.
Oh, that's to me.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the question again?
Okay.
I thought you said it to
Teniene, did you
I
hear
was
it?
I did.
Okay.
I could answer first. It's okay.
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, so how I stay connected is I found a lot of crochet groups when I started crocheting. I started to go on YouTube, of course, to see like what other designers was out there, what other stitches that I can learn, and from there I started to join like Facebook groups, and then I found Strands. And I think it's important to just stay connected and like build those relationships. It's important to me, and not only with designers, but meeting the models as well. Like I feel like I built a lot of relationships just coming to Strands and meeting models and meeting other people. Like I'm able to build a network of people. So it's very important to me.
Yeah, yeah, really. I'm glad that Strands is one of those places that builds community. Um, I was having a conversation about competition earlier, and I was just saying how I don't compete. I'm not a competitor. I'm a collaborator. I like to bring people together instead of vying against each other. Like we got love. We have community. When we get together every year, it's like family. It's
Yes.
like it's a great community. There's
me.
no there's no attitudes, there's no drama, there's no none of that when we come together, because we don't come together in a mode of competition. It is community, it's love, it is camaraderie, it's collaboration. So that's that's how I feel about Strands, and that's why I enjoy it. And I thank you guys for contributing to that community and that whole attitude of collaboration and love and all of that good stuff. So now, you ready to answer, Miss?
I am.
Go ahead.
So, same like Missy said, just building with different online groups and stuff like that. Building this community with you and dealing with you. I've learned a lot, met a lot of people through Strands, through doing different collaboration with different people within Strands. Talking to, like you said, the models, different designers, seeing the amazing things different designers do, because it inspires me to go outside of my box to do different things. Like I've learned about like how we have macrame. I've always wanted to do macrame, and you have a macrame designer this year. I got to see what she does because I would love to get into that field. And just watching others and learning, because I think with our group, that's the whole purpose, is learning new things. And I like the fact that we can continue to learn from each other after all these years, still working with each other.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. It just gets better and better every time.
It's like every time we bring a new designer in, like you said, the show has gotten bigger from how many designs we had from before. Every show we bring in new things and new genres, and then like you said, with the knitting and with the macrame. And I know a lot of the girls was like, I want to do macrame. I did knit, not a fan of knit, but I would love to do macrame because I like the way it looks. I love how you
Yeah.
can take a cord and make it into a garment. I think that's amazing. So
I
it's a new
realize
job I would love to see.
I realize I'm gonna have to be nice to knitters now.
Look, we are fiber arts.
Yes, we are fiber arts.
We
I
are
can't
all fiber arts.
I cannot be that crocheters
Only.
number one. Like we can't do that anymore. So,
But I mean, knitting, I think is a learning concept too. I'm not a fan of it. I have done it. I have used it. I have worked on it. But I love crocheting. That's just what I love doing. I'd rather crochet than knit.
our knit designer Michi Walden, she is phenomenal with her work. I can't wait for you guys to see it live and in person. It looks fabulous. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
we'll
follow
be
her on her page. I can see she does amazing things too.
yeah, yeah. For me to knitting takes much longer, so I'm curious as to how long it takes her to pull off those pieces because they're very elaborate and intricate. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
can't wait to her interview to learn some of her stuff.
yes.
Hers and what's the name? I want to see everybody's, but hers and the macrame designer is gonna
Kim,
be
Kim,
yes.
Kimberly Harden. Miss Sharon says, I love Strands. I met some really cool designers. Yes, we love you too. And you're one of those cool designers.
Designers, yes.
All right. Back to my questions. All right. We're ready for the challenges and growth section. What? Oh, wait. Did I ask you the other question? No, you answered it first. Okay. What challenges do you face as a fiber arts designer and how do you overcome them? And I'm giving that to Teniene first this time.
Okay. So the challenges that I face, I just feel like it's growing pains as far as getting better with sizes, learning what fabrics are best to use as far as yarn materials. I feel like those were just growing pains for me. And as I've started to crochet more often, it's becoming like a second nature. I've
Mm-hmm.
also had to learn that everything is not always going to be perfect. Like you are going to get a size wrong sometimes. Something is not going to fit, and it's not like it's the end of the world. Like you don't have to have a heart attack about it. You could always make alterations. You could always take it out and do it over. So those are some challenges that I faced and how I've learned to overcome it. Is just by to keep practicing, and of course, what practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm. Right. All right. Aisha?
For me, biggest challenge is I'm I think I found a market for my wares. It's just the finding the people that's willing to pay for what I want for my wares. That's my biggest challenge is because everybody, like you said, they got them Sheen stores. Everybody want to buy it cheap, not realizing how much work it takes to make stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, my stuff don't take a day to make. I could take a few days to make it, but it's still the process of doing it freehand, doing no pattern, doing the styling, doing all that stuff. And to find people that's actually interested in paying the price I want, that's my biggest challenge. I am continuing to work on that to make sure I find the right pricing for all my stuff when I do post or do want, ask for funds. But other than that, that's been my biggest challenge is that because crocheting is in my blood. So I'm always good with that. And I'm always good at learning new things with that. So yeah, but that's my biggest challenge is finding ways of finding the right people to buy your stuff at the price you want.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
And
Um, I'm thinking like, how do we overcome that? And I think one of the ways might be on your website. Do you offer like Afterpay and Klarna and things like that?
I do, and it's still a hassle. And I understand, funds is different for everybody, but I don't feel like I should cheapen my stuff because you can't afford it. I just keep it at that price, and if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. And I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing and continue pricing the way I do because I don't think it's fair for me to lower my price because the fact that you're at the time can't afford it.
Yes.
So I will continue to price it as I price, and I will continue making my stuff as I do. And one day I'll get that price. I will get that person that's gonna want it for what I want it for. And I've had that too. I have done vending events and I have done shows, everything that people will actually be interested in getting it for what I put into it, because they know what work I did put into it in the sense of making
Right.
it from yarn.
Right. Exactly that. Okay. So yeah, I haven't implemented Afterpay Klarna on my website yet. But I want to do that and see if that has any effect, since some people in their minds, they're happy you're breaking out payments, into fours instead of one lump sum in it. So we'll see. I would like to talk to someone who has successfully used that on their website and see what they have to say. Okay. Can you describe a project or collection that pushed you out of your comfort zone, Teniene?
Sure. Um, the first collection that I made for Strands was one of the biggest things that I had done at that time. I've never done like a full on fashion show, so I feel like that was the one of the biggest things for me because I've never made that many pieces for like one set time. So
Hmm.
I feel like that definitely challenged me, and not only did it challenge me like as far as making that amount of pieces, but it did challenge me to work on my time management because I have the sad trait of procrastination.
Mm.
And
Did you say Sagittarius trait? I think
sad
all three
trait.
of us are Sagittarius right here. All three
Yep,
of us.
yep.
This is the Sag. Yeah.
We totally understand.
Yes, we get
Uh-huh.
it.
But that
Hmm.
procrastination to get you. So even going into this year, like I have gotten so much better with as far as like when I should start and knowing what amount of time is gonna make me to take one piece and things of that nature. So that's definitely helped me grow as a crochet artist too. But yeah.
What has helped you?
Working on my time management and just challenging myself to do a show in general, like okay, the minimum is 10 pieces, so it's like all right to me, you gonna do 10 pieces, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do 10 pieces.
Okay. Yeah, time management is the big deal. I
Big
have a whole
deal.
bunch. I always end up making a whole bunch of stuff almost like to 90% point, and
And
then
then
when it
all these strings hanging out.
all the strands. Well, I mean, they ain't called strands for nothing.
You cutting those
So,
strings at the end.
but
We
so
was
and I
helping
always
her weave in strands last year.
say that again.
I said we was helping you weave in strands last year.
Oh yes. Oh my God. The help I received for having people weave. Oh my God. That was just,
I say mine to the end. Whew.
and
Yeah, I
I,
did
I
too.
actually I actually did a piece recently. It was just a scarf, but I weaved in the ends for each motif piece before I connected the next one. So when I was done, I was done. I
Done.
didn't have to weave in nothing. I felt so proud and accomplished. Unfortunately, I didn't carry that over into this new project, but I've done it. 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 I've totally done it. So, um, yeah, sizing problems have discouraged me from making garments, but I love them though. Okay, Miss Style Stages. One thing about the Oh So Meshy theme is when you use mesh, anybody can fit it. That's
Yeah.
one thing I've learned about mesh is it stretches. It
It gives
goes from
zero to
petite.
2x and no and
Man,
one. Yeah.
and so that's one reason I love mesh
Yeah.
is because of that. You don't have to worry, but you don't have to be such a stickler for sizing because it
Yeah.
moves with you. So yeah, that's a tip from me about sizing. But yeah, sizing is the issue. Another way I get around that is adding strings and ties to everything. That way you can adjust it yourself, make it fit how you want to fit. So yeah. Okay, Miss Aisha, I think that question goes to you too now. What
Okay.
what project or collection pushed you outside of your comfort zone?
Well, my top two was my leather and crochet and my jean and crochet,
Mm-hmm.
mixing fabrics. So my biggest thing was mixing crochet just because I sew too. So I love sewing. I don't do it as often as I should or want to, but I do know how to sew. So just trying to figure out how to make leather work with crochet or jean to work with crochet was a challenge and different for me because of the fact that those things don't move compared to
Right.
them. So I had to learn how to manipulate it so when I added with the crochet, you still will get the movement. And that was my thing. The jean was more challenging than the leather because the leather I knew I was just using it for section pieces. But the jean, when I did that, like I made a skirt, I made a jacket, I knew I needed something that would move with my yarn. And because I only use thin yarn, I wanted a lightweight jean instead of a heavyweight jean because it flowed a lot better. So those are my two awesome projects that I did. I loved was the leather and crochet, and then jean and crochet.
Let me see if I can find that leather and crochet pic real quick. Like, that might be too much to ask. Let me see. Let me see. We are 43 days away. Y'all see that down there? Do you see that? Oh my God.
Time is flying.
It is flying.
Like we just started this year.
Yes. That's what I was saying. I was thinking like we just started this. And already almost done.
Okay, this is a plug to Fiber Arts Fashion website. Please visit fiberartsfashion.com to get more information on all these fabulous designers. Here is the listing of all the 2025 spring designers, and you can just click on each one to get more info about them. So I'm just trying to find that picture. I hope I have it here. I might not. Well, here's the denim one.
Yes, that's my denim jacket. I love that jacket. Oh my God.
That's not supposed to happen. Hold on. My bad. Yeah, the denim
Love
one.
that jacket.
I was looking for here's the leather right here. Yeah. So fly. So dope. So
Thank you.
Everybody can come to fiberartsfashion.com and learn more about the designers and see some of their stuff from previous times as well. See, look, she's been in all the shows, y'all. All the shows.
It's fun. It's like when you find your tribe or find the people that you could work with, you will constantly work with them because of the fact that y'all just motivate off each other.
Yep.
And that's what I found with Strands, and that's why I stick with it because it's never been no drama, it's never been no issues, and we always collaborate and work off of each other's energy. And I love good energy. If I don't have good energy around me, I can't create and I can't work with anybody. Right. I gotta have good energy.
Yes, we be vibing, we be having fun. Our show is so fun. The models are great. I love the models, especially my ride or die models that have been around forever, like Miss Shayla, Miss Asia, Miss Mercedes. She's off to get married, so we won't be having her this year.
Yes, so that she get married.
Yes.
Congratulations to her.
Congratulations to Miss Mercedes. She is great. She's a great model coach, and she is a great model teacher. Yeah, model coach and model, period. Miss Mercedes is the one that had, there she is right there, wearing the dress from Plush Funk. We have one of my other favorite people in the world, Miss Mercedes, saying, hey lady, we miss you. We will see you soon though. We will see you soon. Miss Sharon says, that's why I'm back to Strands, because we be vibing. Lazita says, hey lady.
Hey lady.
Oh yeah, you interview with me. We're at the end, but it'll happen. What did she say? She says Aisha is so organized. All my things are stuffed in the bag. Yeah. Maybe you can give a class on how to stay organized as a crochet designer, because all my stuff is just like you, Lazita. Don't feel bad. I'd be like, here.
That's because it keeps me knowing what I've done already and what I've completed by seeing it, by throwing it somewhere. If I put it in the bag, I'm not gonna see what I've done already. And it keeps me inspired to keep going.
That's a good take on it.
It keeps me inspired to keep going. Because it's like, okay, good. I got this many outfits left. I only got to do 2 more. I only got to do 1 more. So it keeps me going to know where I'm at.
You're going to have to do a class on that. Like, yeah.
I've learned that. Put it like that. I've learned that over, like I said, last year when I did so many shows. Mm-hmm. And I learned I had to start being organized in what I do and what I put what I made, because I would start making stuff, repeated stuff, and I'm like, damn, I made this already, or I not even repeat it, but I was like, I already did that design, and it won't keep me focused. I lose track. So this has
Right.
been helping.
I'm trying. I start off good, and then I have to hurry up and leave, and it's like, okay, whatever. Um, Style Stages asks, will we stream the show, and what city does it take place? Okay, yes, I am working on streaming the show this year, and it takes place in the wonderful city of South Fulton, Georgia, which is AKA Atlanta. It used to be Atlanta up until 7 years ago. So yeah, we are right out the
Near the
perimeter.
airport. Yeah, near the airport.
Near the airport, not too far from the airport. So we're like on the border of College Park, East Point, and Union
New
City,
City in Atlanta.
and Atlanta. So
Yep.
yeah, we're over here tucked away on the southwest side.
Yep.
You should come down. A lot of people come from out of state to come to the show. I have room discounts with Holiday Inn in Camp Creek. So if you want any more information about that, please let me know. You can always hit us up on Fiber Arts Fashion on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. Okay. What else? Let's see. We got a few minutes left. And let me ask you a few more questions. I thank you ladies again for coming. I hope you enjoyed our time so far.
It went by fast.
I know, right? I'm like, damn, we already been almost an hour.
Right. I don't
No,
feel
we
like
got on
it.
top at 3, so it's like, damn. But it's been fun though.
Yeah.
I like it's been a good vibe, so I like that.
Yes.
Because you know me, I'm a person that don't like to speak. So with these interviews, you have taken me out of my comfort zone with that. Because you know me, I'm most of the time shy. But doing these interviews has helped me open myself in the sense of talking about my brand. So I appreciate that.
Right. So I don't like video either. And I'm doing this to force myself to get over myself. So, I don't it's limiting to be fearful of things. So I'm learning to and working to overcome things that I'm fearful of. I do still have limits and boundaries. Yes. However, video it's one thing. So me doing these interviews also is me coming out of my comfort zone to do so. And I'm going to come out further and actually co-host the show this year to prevent me from running around so I can actually see my show for a change. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So I'm going to have a couple more questions and then we can wrap this up. And before we leave, I want y'all to tell the world how to reach you and any other information you want them to know. How do you see fiber arts fashion evolving over the next 5 years? Considering we've evolved a lot in the last 5 years. So, Aisha?
I see, because when we started this, it was a trend. And I think it is going to evolve more and more and more intricate. You will see more intricate work through crochet in the sense that people are going to experiment more with stitches, experiment more with design, experiment more with what they make and how they make stuff. Like I said, with this show, different shows, I have learned different stitches and different designer tidbits to make my garments better, to make my garments look better, to finish better. I always try to make sure my stuff look quality and make sure it looks good and make sure it looks professional, because I want people to think of me as a fashion designer and not somebody just took a hobby to throw stuff on people.
Not somebody who does crochet.
Well, I don't care about the thing about them thinking I'm a crochet artist. That's fine.
Well, I'm saying in the way that they say that. Oh, she just
does
crochet,
yeah, exactly. I want them to think of me as a fashion designer, not just a crochet artist or a crocheter, grandma crochet. I want them to think of me as a designer. So I always try to make sure my stuff is professionally done, look professional, quality, and making sure that. And I think in that industry, that's what I see more people doing. I see more crochet artists that's going into fashion to upgrade their work. in the sense that you could tell by when they first started compared to how they start making sure their ends are in, making sure they weave in the ends, making sure it looks professional. Because some artists, and even though there's artists out there that leave their ends out, I still think you should put them in. But it all depends on the garment. But I think that's just the way the industry is going, as to people putting more quality work out when it comes to crochet.
Right. Okay. Yes, your stuff is very professional. It looks like you can buy it right off the rack anywhere. In the
I
sense of its
appreciate it.
professionalism, not its it's not commercial in that sense. But excuse me. Um, yes, so your professionalism is on point, and I agree with you. Teniene, I'm gonna let you answer that before I give my 2 cents.
Okay. I just in the future, like I feel like as crochet artists, well, fiber artists in general, that we have created our own lane. Like now that it's more popular, more bigger like businesses and companies have taken on crochet as something that they want to add to their inventory. So what I hope to see in the future is smaller crocheters and just individual businesses be shown on bigger platforms and be given those opportunities to showcase their work on bigger platforms, because I just feel like although certain stitches can be replicated, there really is nothing that can compare to a handmade garment that you sat there and took your time and made and put love into every stitch and made sure all the ends was in and that the quality was top tier. I just feel like
Mhm.
there's nothing that can compete to that. So that's just what I hope to see in the future for us.
Yeah, yeah. I think my goal with this whole fiber arts fashion feed I've taken on is just to take it from being a trendy thing to making it be a mainstream genre
Mhm.
of clothes. And I think that's where we're going now. And it's just now a matter of time of getting the respect behind our work and the money to match that respect. I think
Mhm.
that's where we're going to be in the next 5 years. The market will be more saturated, I would say, because it's becoming more and more so now.
Mhm.
But it's still, again, like a lot of one of a kind work, and it's not fast fashion, so there's something out there for everybody. And so I think we're here to stay. Finally, I think
Yeah.
crochet fashion is here to stay for sure. Okay, so we are at 3:53. We have 7 minutes left, so I would just like to spend that with you guys telling us, just giving your final words on how people can reach you and where they can probably see you um, in your local city or wherever. Um, yeah, so go for it, Aisha.
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere under Coretti and Design. That's CreaTTIEANN Designs. Um, I am on every social media. My upcoming show is Strands. That will be my first show of this year. So we hopefully to see y'all on the 23rd and the 22nd. Well, 22nd and 23rd. We have the exhibit with Strands on the 22nd. And then we have the show on the 23rd. So that's my next upcoming show. But other than that, that's where you can find me. That's where I'm at.
All right, thank you,
You're
Miss
welcome.
Tanique.
Okay, well, my name is Teniene. I am the owner of Flavor Crochet. That's FLAVOUR Crochet. I'm on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok under Flavor Crochet. My first show of the year is also going to be Strands on the 22nd and the 23rd. So that's where I'll be. Yeah, I hope to see you guys there, and I hope you guys come out and support all of the wonderful fiber artists because it's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be
Let
lit.
it
Be a good
be.
show.
It's going to be a great show. Again, thank you, ladies, for your time. I appreciate it. I appreciate your participation, your repeated participation in Strands. I would like to say your repeated participation because it means a lot to me that you guys actually come back and do the show. So thank you again. Um, and for everybody out there, you can find Fiber Arts Fashion at fiberartsfashion.com, Fiber Arts Fashion on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Yeah, I think that's all of them. I'm just getting into TikTok, so bear with me. We could all use some support and love there. So follow us all on TikTok. I think you can just reach us all at the same platforms. I think that's it. There was another question about hand and wrist maintenance. Maybe we'll touch on that next week. So if anybody has any comments about hand and wrist maintenance as a crocheter, please email me at strands@fiberartsfashion.com. Again, thank you, ladies. You guys have a wonderful day. Happy
Thank
hook.
you.
And I will see you in, wait, what was it? 40, what was it?
43 days.
43 days.
42 days.
43.
Oh,
42
let me,
days.
41, because y'all supposed to be here Friday. So
Okay.
that Friday. So I would like to say that on the 22nd, we're having a free community event where we're going to do Meet the Designers live and in person, have a Q&A panel, and a mini fashion show. So please come on out. It's free to the community. Just show on up. Thanks a bunch. And we will see you. Next show is sorry, y'all. The next show is next Sunday, and all subsequent Meet the Designer series are on Sundays from 3 to 4. There's some football game tomorrow, which is why we had to do this today.
Of course, 'cause you know Philly playing, they're gonna win too.
Big
Oh,
Eagles.
sorry.
Yeah, I do not endorse any of that.
I'm sorry. You know I'm from Philly, so you know I gotta represent the Eagles. So yes, we're gonna win. We
So
got
that
this.
is why, yes, because there's some football game tomorrow. We had to push our show a day forward, and we will be here every Sunday from 3 to 4 from here until show day. Love y'all all. Happy hooking, and see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.